Picture this, a woman who plans her vulnerability like high-stakes heist. You gotta wonder, will I disagree or concur? Because it's deep dive time! Let's go. Mike's on, hot takes ahead, big bombs, big brain threads, first play. Are you all aboard? Welcome to the track record. Let's have some fun now. Hello, I'm Vashkash, and today we're analyzing Ruby by Kim Jennie. But before that, who is Kim Jennie? Well, she is a paradox draped in Chanel, an introverted feeler with stadium-sized presence, a Capricorn who cradles vision board on one hand, and then there would be a strategy deck in the other. Her mantra? Me before you. But make it emotionally literate. This is a self-preservation that doesn't steamroll on anyone else. And in idol culture, that's practically a superpower, honestly speaking. Well, she showed up in New Zealand at 9, peeled out at 14, and dove headfirst into K-pop trainee system, armed with basically nothing but a dream. Fast forward to today, she's not just surviving the system. She's rewriting the blueprint and broadcasting her intentions with laser focus. I'm so proud of this. That's how sincere I am. That's how dedicated I am, she says. And one gotta love her ability to pat her own back, honestly speaking, because transparency? Practically a crime in an industry built on mystery. Which brings us to Ruby. Well, why Ruby matters. This isn't your standard solo debut. Ruby is a power shift. Jennie didn't just learn the choreography, she built the stage, set it ablaze, and is already sketching out the next act. Quoting As You Like It, she declared, I will present myself as I like it, damn be others. Translation? Your thumbs up or thumbs down doesn't move her needle. She has mastered the art of the reveal, the hush, the boundary. In a world where oversharing is pipeline grade content and mystery is practically locked off, Ruby isn't just a rebrand, it's a barricade. Which brings me to Jennie as a cultural operator. Well, no megaphones, no protest signs, yet every shimmer, every pause, every lyric drop speaks volumes. I want to change the world in my own way, she said in an interview. Well, that's just not bravado, it's a battle plan. When she teams up with the Ukrainian director on Mantra, the result is a visual riot of femme power shot through the subtle jabs at the convention. Jennie doesn't ask for stage space, she designs it. But let's not sugarcoat it. This tightrope act is practically very messy. Global icon meets local daughter. She code switches between languages, be it English and Korean, cultures and aesthetics so flawlessly, it's kind of dizzying, but occasionally I do think the seams show. Think appropriation debates and Stan Wars that spiral into fanfiction theory madness. Ugh. Ruby doesn't tidy these contradictions though. It denotes them and asks, okay, now what? So, where does Ruby stand is the question I ask. But before that, context is everything. Let me place this album. Welcome to 2025, where women's rights wobble on a life support and misogyny got a makeover as robust discourse. Well, feel gaslit enough? Jennie has. She has been dragged, memified for everything from a missed dance step to daring to breathe. When she says, I just wanted to do my solo activities more freely, it's a code for I need room to live. Her label, Odd Italia, isn't just a brand. It's a breathing apparatus for her voice, unfiltered by boardroom buzzwords. Now that you know where we are seated, let me get down to the thematic analysis of Ruby, which practically is an art of glorious paradox. A rhinestoned middle finger to anyone who's ever told her, and in that garb, you, to pick a lane. It's pop alchemy where vulnerability isn't a liability, It's a leverage. In a culture fixated on neat binaries, cute versus sexy, innocent versus fierce, Jennie says, nah, I'll do them both. She walks a tightrope of tough and tender, making Ruby felt like therapy with the beat shop, she confesses. She tried balancing the baddie and the soft girl, and then scrapped the scale completely. Ruby doesn't resolve contradictions, it weaponizes them. The more you understand your vulnerability, the better you become, she muses. Translation: sequence scars any day better than steel armor. The softer she gets, the harder she hits. It's not duality, it's design. Let me get to the first pole of the spectrum, the baddie myth, and how she dismantles it. Jennie plays the baddie archetype, critiques it, and torches it, all within the same verse. Unlike Jennie, she snarls bravado, but every bar is laced with self-awareness, so surgical that it could dissect a confidence complex. In a genre that thrives on clear-cut personas, she drifts through the gaps like smoke, ungraspable, unattachable. You want a villain? Fine, I'll write my own script. But at the same time, at the other side of the spectrum stands a soft lover. Flip the record to Love Hangover and prepare for a glitter-soaked gum town. Gone are the stiletto beats. In are lo-fi whispers and scalpel-sharp confessions. Jennie isn't begging for your pity. She's dissecting intimacy under neon light. In a landscape that still demands women to either sob or conquer, she says, watch me cry and conquer, and then sell that on a vinyl. And I love that. I think all of that distills into a paradox. Why does Ruby hit so hard to folks like me and folks in my generation? Because we're a generation raised on 5-second therapy clips, TikTok vulnerability, and late-stage capitalism's authentic economy. We are all hustling our personalities and craving drolness. Jennie doesn't moralize the mess though. She monetizes it. She isn't pitching you a balanced life. She's curating chaos. There's strength in sensitivity, she reminds us. But she's not just empowering you. She's reminding you that you already are. You can be fury and fragility, grit and grace all at once. What brings it all together is the golden thread of agency. From the first whisper to final crescendo, Ruby is Jennie's reclamation project. She owns her narrative, her boundaries, and her mic. No labels, fan-made or corporate, get to define her. She doesn't ask for permission to be whole. She shows you how to hold the pieces and shine. That, dear listener, is the ultimate power move. Okay, enough yapping. Now let me do track by track analysis. I'm so excited. Track 1. Let's start in the shadows. Chain isn't an intro. It's a mood board for Ruby era. I'm not a big fan of intros, but FKJ's production here... Oh my god, I love it. I love it. If you can't tell, I love it. Smoky jazz noir, a muted piano loop like footsteps in an empty hallway. Jennie's whisper curls around the beat like cigarette smoke. I love you, but you run away. But hold on. This isn't a lovesick whimper. It's a dare. It's a dare. Her repetition of runaway isn't desperate. It's bored. It's like she's clocking in your commitment issues from a mile off. Agency here isn't about chasing love. It's weaponizing detachment. And the genius? Framing emotional distance as a choice. The track doesn't grab you. It dares you to keep up. Track 2. Like Jennie. Brace yourselves. Well, like Jennie is a hostile takeover. Jennie snarls, get out of my way, with the lethality of someone who's done negotiating. AI couldn't copy. My DNA is in so many celebrities. A flex so vicious it's borderline illegal. While AI creeps into K-pop like a copyright-free virus, Jennie's blueprint remains untouchable. For years, agencies have churned out clones that flatline in authenticity. The trendsetter isn't just here, she's rewriting the code. Before Barbie becomes Chucky isn't just a bar, it signals her willingness to break free from expectations, shed the imposed image of innocence, and adopt an assertive, even challenging persona. It's a declaration of evolution. She refuses to be confined by societal pressures. Here's a little fun nugget though. Jenny clarified she initially wanted the chorus to be like blank, a placeholder. A placeholder for listeners to self insert. But let's be real, there's nothing surface level YN about this track. It's not Wattpad. By slamming like Jenny in all caps, she hijacks narcissism and repurposes it as solidarity. It invites you to weaponize her name while she napalms misogyny that tried to shrink her. When she snaps, have they ever met Jenny? It's not rhetorical, it's a subpoena. That calls out a public obsessed with a persona that they have never truly known. But I think there's tension in this song. The controversy with this one doesn't end at Ronnie plagiarism drama, albeit super sad, as fans pitted Jenny against Alia Bhatt, dissecting beats like who wore it worst runway. And the irony, two women dragged into a nonsensical feud over coincidental production, as composer Preetham clarified, not my words. But fan wars don't cash nuance, they crave villainous. Meanwhile, what's lost in the mainstream is the discourse about the Afro dance choreo and We Dem Boys culture fusion, without the credit, honestly speaking. I mean, I knew it because I researched it. Did you though? It's the industry's oldest sin repackaged as innovation, cultural appropriation. And now Jenny is the owner of her own record. As label founder, she's not just an artist, she's the curator. And curation without credit, it's basically plagiarism with a Birkin budget. Name, shame, blame, pop in a bigger hall turns tabloid noise into profit. But her cultural debt remains unpaid. Her going to Coachella and saying, Coachella, I know you've been waiting for this one. Well, rain melting, yes, you see, I do fangirl. But loving this bop without recognizing its blind spots, that is cognitive dissonance of the fandom. And here's the rub. I love this track. I adore it. I love the message. But as a non-black fan, my love doesn't get to silence the communities harmed by K-pop's endless appropriation with Jennie's own controversy of saying the N-word. Jennie inspires millions, but with the power comes accountability. Apologize, educate, course correct. And I do think there's room for that. Agency here is a double-edged sword. She's torching capitalist clones, but swinging blindly at cultural equity. Flawed, ferocious, but undeniably hers. But in 2025, owning your blunders is the price of power. Dance all you want, but the receipts are trending. That was too much. Okay, this one's fun. Track 3. Starter War. Whiplash alert from ICCEO to lover girl in a tactical vest. Over funeral piano bleakness, Jennie snarls at you, I'd burn the world for you. In interviews, she kind of frames the song as a universal ode to protecting loved ones, be it friends, families, lovers, anyone. Which can be true, but honestly, it does come off as very specific, obsessive, romantic terrorism. I'm gonna try for you, I'll fight for you. Frames protection as a PSA. Cross her people, and she'll cross you off the map. Scary. But agency here isn't self-empowerment, it's a strategic deployment. She's loaning her power to loved ones, like a human shield with a streaming deal. But is she a protector or a martyr? Start a war isn't about starting fires, it's about owning the arson. It's messy, melodramatic, and magnificent at the same time. A love letter written in gasoline, and we kinda love it. Track 4. Handlebars. Handlebars with Dua Lipa. I love this one. Disco meets disaster. And make it Delulu. Dua's retro funk production, chrome plated bass line, sunroof down, euphoria, clashes with Jennie's glitter soft lyrics. I trip and fall and laugh just like a Tuesday drunk. Radical optimism? Well, try radical alcoholism over unrequited love. Or with the handlebars hitting the ground so hard isn't vulnerability, it's emotional parkour. You know I love it. And don't even get me started on the music video, oh my god. It's surveillance cam. Obsession frames love as a hostage situation in a very glam fashion. And Dua's cameo? A disco siren luring her deeper into the delusion. We love it, don't we? Agency here is messy. It's not about avoiding pain, but owning the addiction to chaos. Jennie stated for this song, even when you've been hurt and you were scared of rejection, you're still somehow fearless and still going for it. And I think that feeling of being invincible because you're so full of love and no matter what happens, you always get back up again. She said, and I love that message. And I love that message. It's not about avoiding pain, especially in your 20s. She's giving a medium to scream through it. Well, and while you're at it, help side-eye your own toxic habits, I guess. Should I be concerned that I love this song? Track 5. Way Up. Jennie tap dances on landmines here. Shots fire on Way Up isn't a flex. It's from Blackpink's decade in K-pop's Hunger Games. The villain in a scary coat flips the lazy Jennie hate. Remember the missed dance steps? It's converted into hot couture revenge. Gave you too much and it's giving spoiled rotten. Got me stressed out being the trending topic. All her lyrics. It's not a flex. It's a forensic audit of fame. She's billing the public for the emotional labor of their scrutiny. I'm the brand. Everybody's cool, but when I do it, I'm the proud. Is Claypool's sharp takedown of gender double standards. Male idol twerks, legendary. Jennie twerks, Interpol file. But here's the kicker. Why are you evaluating me on your day off? She's not just clapping back at aunties, she's taxing their unpaid labor. Agency here isn't just defiance, it's accounting. Every critique is a deposit into her cultural IRA. And I do love this song as well. Oh my god, I'm such a simp. Track 6. Extra L. Do my ladies run this? If late-stage capitalism had a victory anthem, Extra L would be blaring on Wall Street and in every girl boss's AirPods. Jennie and Doechii are not here to play. They're here to collect. Big moves, only extra large. That is a flex. And a bangalore. And a big fuck you to anyone who thinks women should shrink their ambition. And listen, I love women celebrating their wins. I love that these two women of color are not apologizing for wanting it all. That's agency, that's ownership, that's champagne on a Tuesday. But here's my friction. Why does the win always have to be a carbon copy of hypermasculine fantasy? The Rolex, the Benz being better than insert Brad Pitt or anyone, honestly. Like, can't a girl just win without having to out-alpha the twilight of toxic masculinity? The whole boss bitch industrial complex still feels like it's running on patriarchal jet fuel. Success shouldn't have to mean proving you're the newest player in the boys' club. And this idea that women have to grind themselves into glitter-coated ash before they're allowed to shine. Work, this might hurt, extra large, and ain't scared of the dirt. It's like we work to the bone, so now we're allowed to exist. Cool story, but what if women didn't have to bleed for basic respect? Because this society does tie that kind of respect with the money you have. Which, let's be honest, is still sadly missing in this case regardless. Do you really need me to repeat myself from track 5? It is sad. But, and it's a big but. Let's not pretend the internet didn't melt down the second Jennie dropped this. As your resident K-pop head with the front row seat to Korean internet dumpster fire, good lord. The forums were a circus. She's too feminist. She's alienating men. How dare she wear that while talking about power? Pick a struggle. First off, too much feminist? Too feminist? Isn't that like being too hydrated? Second, the song doesn't even mention men. Yeah, their egos crash the party like uninvited LinkedIn influencer. The audacity of men to make themselves the protagonist of a story they're not even in, well, that's the real extra L. Here's what's powerful though. Jennie's agency isn't about explaining herself, educating trolls, or begging for permission. It's in her choices, collaborating with Doechii, and building a narrative that centers her, not others' validation. Feminism may not be academic here, but it's loud, proud, and pissing off the right people. In a world that polices every move women make, watching Jennie and Doechii say, "We won, deal with it," it is its own revolution. Is it nuanced? No. But is it necessary? Hell yes. As much as I hope both Jennie and Doechii's feminism is pushed more towards nuance, I respect the hustle and feel joy as they self-pat their bags. In a world that critiques every step women take, watching Jennie and Doechii throw their own parade is a win itself. Get your back, girlies, and yeah, make it extra large. Track 7. Mantra. Is that pretty girl mantra? Let's drop the glitter bomb and hit the dance floor. I love this song. Mantra isn't just a song, it's a cheer squad for the fiercest baddie inside you. The opening synth jolts you awake with clipped, playful vocal riffs, and this song is catchy as hell, but at the same time, very challenging because this that pretty good da 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 da. I'm not the only one, I know that. Pretty girls don't do trauma unless we wanna isn't a humble brag. It's a gauntlet. Jennie takes the tired catty femme trope and hands you the pen. You want trauma? You'll get it on her terms. Curated by the queen herself. And it'll be depending on the day. That half-shrug follow-up is pure Jennie vibe. Fluid moods, zero apologies. But don't let the sparkles fool you. That trailing ha 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 ha. I don't even know how to replicate that. But at the end, it isn't just a coy giggle. At first, it felt too glossy, almost rehearsed, that I can't even replicate. Unless though I realized, probably that's the point. Jennie's done playing the therapist to every case. She's laughing at your expectations and reclaiming the narrative. Agency here is cheeky. We're not overthinking it. We're overjoyed. The track doesn't demand a deep dive. It dares you to keep it light, keep it fun, keep it real. Mantra isn't a lecture. It's a wink, a nod, and a high five to every pretty girlie who knows that sometimes the best bar move is not caring enough too. So high five every pretty girlie out there. Track 8. Love Hangover. Jennie's serving drunk Tyler chic here. A glitter-soaked spiral into romantic self-sabotage, set to a lo-fi beat that feels like a vinyl record melting in real time. Am I too dramatic? But so is she. Jennie's vocals drip with glazed melancholy states that you made me so unlike me, and it isn't a confession, it's a crime scene photo. You got me pouring for two. That line isn't a nod to shared shots. It's a confession of dependency. Jennie is letting us in on her relapse cycle, trying to drown memories only to find them bobbing back up. When she repeats, "Who sent you around?" it's part acquisition, part pleading. Her voice quivers like spilled liquor pouring on tile. And then the knife twists. Say it's over, but I keep fucking with you. I swear I'd not do it again. That double bind, promise, and relapse, captures the dizzying pull of love as addiction. And I don't want to relate to that. I get Though Dominic's verse lands like a half-hearted mixer. He stumbles through braggato. I don't even really got time for all that shit right now. I'm a baby father, and it jars. Question mark? His flow feels off-key against Jennie's polished egg. But maybe that's the point. Her heartbreak deserves more than a cameo. Still, she lets him play the guest like a host, offering a leftover drink. Agency here? It's in Jennie's self-awareness. She admits, you made me so unlike me, then flips the script by owning that metamorphosis. Instead of mourning the lost autonomy, she frames it as an act of willful surrender. Love hangover? I do it again. That admission is her manifesto. She's not hiding the bruises. She's polishing them into bandage of honor. Losing agency becomes a power move, sort of, because she chooses the poison and she chooses to stay. I'm not sure about it, but go girl, do your thing. Track 9. Zen. I think that's her favorite song. If Calm had a scream, Zen would be it. An earthquake under the guise of lullaby. Jennie confessed 6 months into Ruby and she was still quote-unquote chasing it. And that tension fuels every seismic beat here. Themes swirl like the stormed waves. Self-discovery. Embrace your true self. Resilience. Life's obstacles washed away by inner peace. And empowerment. You are your own anchor. Yet paradox is the secret sauce. A song called Zen that pounds your eardrums like a riot. Anyone else singing I Dare You Shake Me would sound cringe. But Jennie makes it blood-chilling. The fire owl symbolism, ancient wisdom ignited, hints at her waking up to her own power. Fire aura quiets chatter isn't just a lyric, it's a mandate to silence doubt. Zen means silence, yet this track rages. It shouldn't work, but only Jennie can turn inner turmoil into anthemic center stage realness. She doesn't seek calm, she engineers it. By weaponizing vulnerability and smelting it into roar, she claims her own narrative. Peace by power, stillness by force. Track 10. Damn right. Imagine late night neon, a slow burn R&B confession where Jennie, Gambino, and Uchi trade bars like champagne flutes. Damn right I did that. Crashes in as a full throttle self-high five and earworm. So potent that it rewires your confidence receptor. The lush layered vocals cradle you. Lover girl meets mogul. Vulnerable yet bulletproof. I'll admit, moody slow jams aren't my go-to snack, but this dish is too well seasoned to ignore it. It's the moment the narrative flips. At last, everything clicks. Every damn right I did that is a signed confession of triumph. This isn't just owning your actions, it's celebrating them in stereo. It's the grown-up anthem for anyone who's ever needed a permission slip to love their own power. Track 11. FDS. A piano ballad that hits like mic drop. Jennie leans in and asks, whatever happened to freedom and honesty? There's no sugarcoating. This is truth served straight up. Themes of disillusionment and defiance pulse through every measure of this song, making it calm yet seismic sister to Extra L. The pre-chorus isn't a sing-along, it's a spotlight interrogation of societal bullshit. Choose your own FTS, middle finger or narrative overhaul, and own it. Some might call its bluntness jarring. In a world awash with half measures, you need jolts, not whispers. But Jennie doesn't just reject constraints. She incarcerates them. Whether you hear fuck that shit or flip the script, she rewrites the playbook mid-track and dares you to follow. It's rebellion in 4 chords. And damn, it feels good.
Track 12. Filter.
Sensitive baddie in the house, because strap in for a sonic thrill ride that feels like stepping into gothic funhouse mirror. Jennie's filter fuses horror score synths with a self-love insurgency. From jittery intro to the triumphant hook, undress me on the way to perfection with no filter, I love me more. I'm not singing that. She skewers the K-pop beauty machine and then sprints barefaced into the neon glare. Every sudden melodic shift mimics the adrenaline spike of stripping away curated facades, only to discover the raw self beneath is more potent than any Photoshop. Lyrically, Filter is a 3-act play about dropping the pretense. She taunts, go ahead and judge me, nothing can touch me when I can take it off, daring the world to find fault once her curated layers are gone. Yet, the real showstopper is how she weaponizes vulnerability here. Each melodic swerve mirrors the jitters of ripping off your makeup in public. What does filter mean here though? It's both the literal Instagram mask we scroll past, but I don't think that's the point. It's the metaphorical layers we built to survive that Jennie is talking about. She doesn't just cast them aside, she denotes them. Proving vulnerability can be cinematic and unapologetically fierce. This is more than a beauty anthem. It's a rallying cry that true strength and beauty arises from embracing every unedited imperfection. Agency radiates through every bar in Filter. Jennie isn't just seeking permission to be herself, she's demanding it. By turning self-exposure into a power move, she rewrites the rulebook on confidence. In a world that profits off our insecurities, she flips the script. The unfiltered self is ultimate flex.
Track 13. Seoul City.
Imagine gliding through a rain-slicked Seoul night, funkest bass lines. Jennie's Seoul City seduces with velvet vocals. Give me hug, need your love, touch my thigh. While the undercurrent of groove keeps you swaying, and then the chorus unlocks itself. In Seoul City, I see your soul. It's a hypnotic hook that melts urban pride with intimate longing, turning the metropolis into the lover's playground. I have a confession to make. I'm a BTS army. I'm sorry. Just stay with me. For a hot second, Mr. General had Stan boys convinced that this was a BTS salute. But Jennie's coy ambiguity proves she's always 3 steps ahead from plebs like me. This is neither a military command nor a fandom shout. It's a playful power swap. She is the general of her own heart, and you'd better fall in line. At its core, Seoul City is a love letter to home and desire. Jennie reminds us that despite billboard ubiquity, her roots in Seoul keep her grounded. Agency here is intimate and expansive. She doesn't just invite you into her world, she declares that her heart and her heritage move in sync.
Track 14. Starlight.
Buckle up for cosmic whiplash. Starlight fuses pulsating dance floor beats with galaxy-sized introspection. Jennie opens with the star map riddle. Where's the beginning and the end of star in? That's in Korean. And you feel the pull of her unanswered questions. Then, with every echo-drenched starlight pride, she lures you into a celestial dream, only to jolt you awake, confessing that she's done numbing her pain. The track's tension between light and dark is heightened by the lines about her mother. Make my mama prouder is what she wants to do. A shout out to one safe harbor through the orbit of fame. By juxtaposing public-facing radiance with private shadows, Jennie refuses to be one-dimensional. She demands you to map her entire constellation of joy and doubt. Starlight masterfully turns the cliche into complexity. The repetitive chorus isn't just lazy, it sounded, to me at least, like a ritual, a heartbeat you can just not ignore. Yes, the stars dazzle, but it's the darkness between them that shapes their shine. Jenny doesn't just invite you to dance, she dares you to feel every flicker and fraction. Vulnerability in her hands becomes the fiercest lumos of all. Agency explodes her insistence that she's not just a shiny object to be admired, but a complex world to be explored. By owning her starlight and black mystery, Jenny transforms vulnerability from a liability to a fierce weapon. And honestly, I love that when women do that. I'm a simp, am I? Am I not?
Track 15. Twin.
Now, after track 14, you've just settled into a groove, but psh, those slashing guitar chords ambush you like stumbling on a long forgotten diary entry. I was confused when this song played. Jenny loops, it's like I'm writing a letter, but I'm writing a song, until you question whether you're reading her mail or her melody. Yes, the refrain risks redundancy, but in that echo lies the essence. Heartbreak on repeat, spinning you through nostalgia, regret, and a fragile hope of healing. Twin isn't a tidy breakup ballad, it's a confessional clinic. She lays bare the ache of souls that once synced, now orbiting different planes. The twin metaphor morphs into a hall of mirrors reflecting every misstep and memory. Yet, in her deliberate repetition, Jenny isn't lazy. She's illustrating the way we circle our pains until they shrink. Sonically, the gusty guitar riff feels like a personal epiphany. Intimate and unpolished, unlike anything else on Ruby. I was so confused when this song came up. But I think it underscores her most vulnerable writing yet. A letter addressed to self and the other person, with margins full of what ifs. Agency here is quiet, but it's relentless. Jenny doesn't hand you a neat conclusion. She hands you agency itself. The power to heal, to hope, and to write your own final verse. Whether or not those twins reunite someday, she's already penned her own next chapter. And we love that. So, where do we go from Ruby? Honestly, I am excited because if this album is Jenny's manifesto, consider it a less of a mic drop situation and more of a starting pistol. In a world still obsessed with shrinking women into bite-sized archetypes, Ruby says, grow, get loud, take the entire damn frame. It's not just an album, it's the syllabus for the unapologetic. To the girlies out there, global living, not just surviving, Jenny's paradox isn't a glitch, it's the main feature. She's proof you don't have to pick a lane or personality type. You can be the chaos and the clarity at the same time. Sharp liner and soft heart, baddie and the burnout. But here's the real talk, for me at least. Agency isn't a free pass, it's a full-time job. Celebrate her brilliance? Duh. Play mantra like it's a sacred ritual? Obviously, I'll be doing that. But when the Afrobeat influence skips attribution and collab feels a little tone deaf, say something. Hold space and hold people accountable. Because idols aren't just icons by default. They are made in the moments they choose growth over claws. Ruby isn't a bow-wrapped ending. It's a signal flare. A reminder that the future of pop culture and everything in between won't be shaped by perfectly polished people. It'll be built by beautifully complicated. The ones willing to show up, messy, honest, and halfway through figuring it out. So cue the album, crank it, but pick it apart as well. Ask more of it. Ruby isn't just Jenny's reclamation, it's an invitation. The question is, what are you going to do with that invitation?